The Sumerians were one of the earliest known civilizations, emerging in the region of Mesopotamia around 4500 BCE. Sumerian civilization thrived along the Tigris-Euphrates river system, providing fertile soil for agriculture. The Sumerians developed a complex system of writing called cuneiform, which was inscribed on clay tablets using a reed stylus. Cuneiform evolved from simple pictograms to a complex script, allowing for the recording of history, law, and literature. Sumerian cuneiform tablets covered topics ranging from daily transactions to astronomical observations, providing invaluable insights into their culture. Sumerians created the first known written language, predating Egyptian hieroglyphs by several centuries. The Sumerian society was organized into city-states, each with its own ruler and protective deity. Ur, Uruk, and Eridu were among the most prominent Sumerian cities. Each Sumerian city-state had its own unique character, with temples serving as the central focus of civic and religious life. The Sumerians invented the wheel, revolutionizing transportation and pottery making. The Sumerians' invention of the wheel led to the development of chariots and war machinery, enhancing their military capabilities. The Sumerians developed a base 60 numeral system, which still influences time and angle measurements today. Sumerians created the first known codified laws, known as the Code of Ur-Nammu. The Code of Ur-Nammu emphasized restorative justice and the maintenance of social order, influencing later legal codes like Hammurabi's. Sumerian religion involved a pantheon of gods and goddesses, with Anu, Enlil, and Ea being the most significant. Sumerian mythology was deeply intertwined with their daily lives, with rituals and festivals dedicated to appeasing the gods. The Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the oldest known works of literature, originated from Sumerian myths. The Epic of Gilgamesh explores themes of friendship, mortality, and the search for immortality, resonating across time. Sumerians believed in an afterlife with the dead going to the dark underground realm of Ur. The Sumerian afterlife was a somber existence, contrasting with the vibrant life they believed the living should enjoy. The Sumerians had a complex irrigation system for agriculture, allowing them to cultivate crops in the arid environment. Irrigation systems of the Sumerians required careful management, with engineers constructing canals, dikes, and reservoirs to regulate water flow. Sumerians were skilled metalworkers, producing bronze by combining copper and tin. Bronze production by the Sumerians allowed for the creation of weapons, tools, and intricate decorative objects, symbolizing wealth and power. Sumerian metalworkers also crafted jewelry, amulets, and precious objects, showcasing their artistic skills. The Sumerians created the first known sailboats, improving maritime trade. The addition of sails to their boats allowed Sumerians to travel faster and carry larger loads, boosting their economy. Sumerian sailing vessels enabled long-distance trade, fostering cultural exchange with lands as far away as the Mediterranean. The Sumerians developed a lunar calendar consisting of 12 months, with each month having either 29 or 30 days. Sumerian months were synchronized with the phases of the moon, necessitating occasional intercalary months to maintain alignment with the solar year. Sumerian art depicted everyday life, religious rituals, and mythological scenes. Sumerian art often depicted gods and goddesses in anthropomorphic forms, combining human and animal features. The Sumerians played a board game called the Royal Game of Ur, one of the oldest known board games. The Royal Game of Ur's rules have been deciphered, revealing a strategy game with elements of chance. They had a hierarchical social structure with priests and kings at the top, followed by merchants, farmers, and slaves. Women in Sumerian society could inherit property, initiate divorce, and even become priestesses or temple administrators. Sumerian architecture featured ziggurats, step temples designed to bring people closer to the gods. Ziggurats, with their terrace design, were thought to provide a physical connection between the heavens and earth. The Sargon of Akkad Empire, 2334 to 2209 BCE, united several Sumerian city-states under one rule. Sargon of Akkad's empire marked the beginning of empire building in Mesopotamia, setting a precedent for later conquerors. Sumerian women held more rights than in many later societies, owning property, engaging in trade, and sometimes holding political office. Women's rights in Sumerian society were relatively advanced for the time, but still limited by gender roles and expectations. The Sumerians used a system of weights and measures, including the cubit, a unit based on the length of the forearm. The cubit measurement used by the Sumerians varied slightly between regions, reflecting local customs and standards. Sumerians believed in divine kingship, with rulers claiming divine approval for their authority. Divine kingship lent legitimacy to Sumerian rulers, who were expected to act as mediators between the divine and mortal realms. The Sumerians had a complex system of divination, interpreting signs from the gods through various methods like reading the liver of sacrificed animals. Divination system of the Sumerians was seen as a means to understand divine will and make important decisions such as declaring wars or planting crops. The Sumerians invented the plow, increasing agricultural productivity. The Sumerians' use of the plow increased crop yields, enabling population growth and urbanization. The Sumerians were skilled potters, creating various types of vessels for storage and cooking. Sumerian pottery featured intricate designs and geometric patterns, reflecting their aesthetic sensibilities. The Sumerian language is considered a language isolate, unrelated to any known language family. The Sumerian language's isolation remains a linguistic mystery, with no clear connections to any known language family. Sumerian literature included hymns, prayers, and epic tales, often focusing on the interactions between humans and gods. Sumerian literature also encompassed hymns to gods, laments, and instructions for daily life. The Sumerians developed a system of professional scribes who were responsible for record-keeping and communication. Scribes were highly respected and underwent rigorous training, learning to read, write, and perform calculations. The Sumerians used reeds to make clothing, baskets, and even boats. Sumerian reeds, abundant in the marshlands, were also used for making flutes and other musical instruments. The Sumerians believed in the concept of karma, with good deeds resulting in divine favor and vice versa. Sumerian beliefs about karma influenced their moral code, emphasizing the importance of just actions. Sumerian music was documented in cuneiform, with descriptions of instruments like lyres and harps. Sumerian musical notation has not survived, leaving the exact melodies and rhythms of their compositions a mystery. The Sumerians had a sophisticated system of trade, exchanging goods with neighboring regions such as Anatolia and Elam. Trade networks of the Sumerians extended as far as the Indus Valley and the Caucasus, exchanging goods like textiles, metals, and precious stones. Sumerian mathematics included the use of fractions and basic arithmetic operations. Sumerian mathematics laid the foundation for later advancements in geometry and algebra. The Sumerians believed in the existence of a primeval sea from which all creation emerged. The Sumerian creation myth described the world emerging from the primordial chaos of Tiamat, the goddess of the saltwater ocean. The Sumerians developed a system of canals for transporting goods and controlling floods. Sumerian canal systems also served as a defense mechanism, diverting water to flood enemy approaches during wartime. Sumerian mythology included stories of creation, floods, and great heroes like Gilgamesh. Sumerian mythology was rich in tales of heroic deeds, divine intervention, and epic battles. Sumerian architecture also featured temples dedicated to specific gods and goddesses. Temples were architectural marvels of the Sumerian, featuring towering structures and intricate decorations. The Sumerians practiced polytheism, worshipping multiple deities with specific roles and attributes. Sumerian polytheism encompassed a vast pantheon, with gods representing aspects of nature, human virtues, and societal roles. Sumerian beer was a staple beverage, brewed from barley and consumed by all social classes. Beer was considered a sacred drink, consumed during religious ceremonies and communal feasts. The Sumerians believed in the importance of oaths and contracts, which were often sealed with a legal document. Oaths and contracts were taken seriously by the Sumerians, with violators facing severe penalties, including curses and social ostracism. The Sumerians had a well-organized system of governance, with officials managing various aspects of city life. Sumerian governance included officials responsible for managing resources, maintaining public works, and enforcing laws. Sumerian art often depicted scenes of warfare and military conquest. Artistic representations of war often showcased the triumph of the Sumerian army over their enemies. The Sumerians were skilled in textile production, weaving wool and linen fabrics. Sumerian textiles were renowned for their quality, with intricate patterns and vibrant colors. The Sumerians developed a system of seals and impressions for authentication and record-keeping. Seal impressions of the Sumerians were used to authenticate documents, prevent forgery, and serve as personal signatures. Sumerian society placed a high value on education, particularly for scribes. Education in Sumerian schools, known as ajubas, was primarily reserved for boys, but some girls also received instruction. The Sumerians believed in the existence of a divine council of gods, presided over by Enlil. The Sumerians' divine council of gods, led by Enlil, was thought to govern the universe and intervene in human affairs. Sumerians had a complex system of inheritance, with property passing down to both sons and daughters. Sumerian inheritance laws aimed to maintain social stability by distributing property among family members. Sumerian poetry was characterized by parallelism and repetition, similar to biblical Hebrew poetry. Sumerian poetry employed parallelism to emphasize key ideas, often using metaphors and similes to convey deeper meanings. The decline of Sumerian civilization came with the rise of the Akkadian Empire, which eventually gave way to the Babylonian and Assyrian empires. Despite their eventual decline, Sumerian achievements in language, law, and technology laid the groundwork for future civilizations in Mesopotamia and beyond.